Hey everybody, it's savagelandsnews coming in this time with a extra special guest. You know her from her recent back-to-back absolute domination on what I remember hearing everybody saying is a C tier hero. Is that right? I think I saw your video covering that, right?
Maybe B tier.
Maybe B tier.
Reevaluating.
B minus, maybe B minus. You know, we don't want to give it too much credit. But yeah, this is how many victories do you have now? It's 2 battle hardens back to back. Any other side events?
Hardens.
You get any side events out there too?
Nothing of note yet. Just a couple pro quests, RTNs, things like
Oh,
that.
geez.
We're gonna extend the list soon. Hello, everyone. I'm Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea here, making waves in the community, bringing old school arcane Iyslander to major events stacked full of good players too. These aren't easy battle hardens to take down, and walked away victorious. People wrote it off, entered another one, victorious again. And then after your movement, I'm pretty sure Iyslander has won every single event.
She did not win the PTI event at the Hong Kong Battle Hardened. Dashed that one down. So like, you know, we're down to D tier now.
Oh, gee, you're with Rhinar, man. we're at the bottom. Welcome to the club. Down here looking for scraps. Yeah, so I mean, congratulations, incredible success, right? It's amazing pulling that off. It's a lot of pressure, and you know, those were, like I said, all-star people at those events. It wasn't like a small community pro quest somewhere, right? These are stacked, big, filled events. So congratulations. And recently you actually started your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I stream weekly-ish, Wednesdays-ish at On Hit Effect. Been doing a little bit of edited, like pre-recorded videos as well. Just broke into that, having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I actually watched all of your content to try and figure out how to play Iyslander, because I had never touched the hero before, not once. It just didn't speak to me. But now that we're going to be doing this showdown, I had to learn quickly, and your content was actually very good, right? Live stream, watched a couple of those. I watched your deck tech. You made a full list, all of you out there who don't know, with full sideboard, so you don't even have to think. You just have to click the button on Talishar, and all the magic happens for you. And I got pretty far on your list, actually. I don't fully understand what I'm doing yet, but it makes sense.
That's what I'm here for today.
That's what you're here for today. All right. So those of you at home who don't know what's going on just yet, there was a member of my community in my Discord who was pretty much saying Iyslander, not even a threat. Rhinar can never lose. It's impossible. So I called him out and I said I'd learn Iyslander in 5 days. 5 days have come and gone. I don't think I can do it. So I called in backup. And Rhea here is going to help me pilot this pretty unfavored matchup. And hopefully we're going to win. Before we do that, how did you get into Flesh and Blood?
So I got started with Flesh and Blood as a disenfranchised Magic the Gathering player.
Like Biddy.
Scrolling through YouTube, and I saw on Tolarian Community College a learn to play guide for this weird new TCG called Fab.
Yeah.
And within a week, I had ordered all of the Monarch BLITZ precons.
Okay.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. This is my first TCG ever, so kind of same thing. But I just walked into a game store and they were like, here's a Levia Blitz deck. Come play with us. And I was like, this seems like a bad idea, but I did it anyways. So who'd you start with? If you came in on the Monarch era, which hero did you pick first? Which one spoke to you?
Yeah, so I started right at the end of Monarch. Aria pre-release was like a week after I started playing. So originally went with Iyslander. I loved Ice from the very start, which, you know, kind of became one of my signature brand things.
Makes sense.
I had an extended period playing Iyslander and Dash when I was a new player.
Cool.
Just kind of really learning the fundamentals of the game.
And is it, what about Isis like really speaks to you? Is it just kind of like the control narrative? Is it like the fantasy of it? Like what is it about Ice Heroes that you kind of like are into?
I really like the controlling elements of not letting your opponents just do whatever they want, forcing them to interact with you, and not just having 2 games of solitaire next to each other really appeals to me as a player.
Yeah, I agree with that. Proactive decks or reactive, playing the general aggro deck has never really been my style, I guess, right? That's cool. That's cool. It makes sense. And is there any particular thing that you want them to experiment with Ice Heroes, or is there like a set you're really looking forward to, or is there maybe a new talent with Ice that you're looking for?
Ooh, so my second favorite class is Illusionist, and if we
Ooh.
ever got that fabled Ice Illusionist,
Oh man, I would hate everything about that.
You could fence me away from Iyslander with that, maybe.
That would be so annoying. Oh my god. That would be terrible. I like the idea though. That's brutal. Lost in Thought and then a Frostbite. Oh man, I would have nightmares. I would have so many nightmares. Ice dragons, ice summons, something like that.
Ice dragons.
Oh, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Okay. And then, I mean, now that you've taken down 2 Battle Hardens, right? What do you really have set for your next milestone in your like fab career?
Yeah, so I'll be at US Nats in what is now like a week and a half.
Yeah, crazy.
Would love to take that down. Don't expect to. But I kind of went into this year with 2 major goals. I wanted to have a breakout top 8, which I feel like we've gotten there.
Yeah, yeah.
And my other major goal was I'm really trying to get a spoiler card from LSS through my channel on Hit Effect. So
That would be sick.
LSS, if you're listening, hit me up for Bright Lights.
Yeah. I got my first spoiler card. It was so cool. I feel like with your content, it's gonna come for sure. Especially just be consistent, right? As long as you're consistent, it'll do what you want, But yeah, your content's really good. I loved that video where you made fun of Ethan and Michael Hamilton for calling Iyslander a C tier hero.
I could not resist.
It's premium
I really
content.
Enjoyed making that video. Yeah.
It's a good video.
It's like a minute long. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Check it out.
I recommend.
YouTube @OnHitEffect, Twitter @OnHitEffect. Go follow, go like, so go subscribe. Good content, especially if you're into anything Ice. Apparently, we'll probably be seeing a lot of Ice content coming out of your channel in the future to come. All right, so your next step is spoiler card, and then major tournament, right? You're focusing on like Nats, Pro Tour, Worlds, that kind of thing, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we had and it ended up finishing top 32 at Worlds last year.
Nice.
But we really want that top 8 at a major event.
Yes, so that would be sick.
Nats, a Pro Tour, a Calling, Worlds. That's really my next goal in terms of playing Flesh and Blood.
So you're bringing Iyslander, I'm assuming, and are you confident on the CC side? Is it draft that's a little worrying some for you?
I'm feeling pretty okay about Monarch Draft.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, I will be bringing Iyslander to Nationals. It's probably a shocker to everyone.
Yeah, no way.
But I played a lot of Prism back before Iyslander was a thing, so pretty comfortable with Monarch as a set. I really enjoy Monarch Draft because of how flexible it is, and I'm very excited for both formats in Nationals.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so bad at draft. It's ridiculous. I just can't figure it out. I don't know what it is. I need like to go to a room full of professionals and have them teach me for like a month, because it's by far my weakest format. But yeah, I'm rooting for you, right? I hope you make top 8. That would be amazing. You get the class specific gold foils in that case, so you'll walk away with Icelander's gold foil. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be the dream.
It would be. So on the topic of the video, I think by all accounts, it is pretty common to hear that Rhinar is particularly favored in Iyslander, mostly because of the hand disruption, I would say. Intimidate is pretty powerful when your cards are so important to be played in very specific orders, right? So how do you feel? I know he's not a very meta hero right now, thankfully for the Iyslander players out there. But how do you feel in that matchup?
I'm going to be honest, it's not great.
Yeah.
But it's not unwinnable by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, plan number 1 is to dodge. Plan number 2 is to tax as many resources as possible. Rhinar's big hands, his 5-card hands, are very scary. It's when you get like Blood Rush, Bellow, take 30s.
Yeah.
But his small hands is like attack with a 2 for 6, intimidate. which is much more manageable, right?
Yeah.
So my philosophy approaching the matchup at least is just try to manage the hand size as much as possible and hope that they don't draw Beast Within at a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds pretty much right. Yeah. Beast Within is such a clutch card in that matchup a lot of the time. It's so helpful to just take your plan and throw it out the window. Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, in the matchup, the card I hate the most is probably Chill, right? If that card comes out early, oh, I hate that card so much, right? I think everybody hates that card. It's very disruptive. It's very as soon as you see it come out, you're like, okay, my 5-card Blood Rush is going to become a 2-card Blood Rush, and that doesn't really work. So should we jump into your list and maybe talk about a couple key decisions and cards we might make or in that list, and maybe like a really high overview. You already did a full deck tech, so I'm going to point all of the people out there. Go check out that video. I'll put it in the description below. If you want detailed analysis of the card selection, game plans, all that kind of stuff, I would go there. But I'm going to ask a couple questions just because I'm pretty new to Iyslander, and some of them, I think the overall game plan for me has been pretty hard to digest as a player. It's just so intrinsically different to the way I've played my decks, especially because I typically really only play combo heroes. It was like Viscerai and then Brutes. So for me, it was always about, I'm going to play one thing perfectly. And once I do that thing, I win. With Iyslander, everything is so foreign, so difficult to understand when you're winning and when you're losing. Yes. And yeah. So let's jump into that list real quick. Again, go check out the YouTube. I'll put the link in the description below. Amazing deck tech. A lot of your guys' questions will get answered there. Let's do it. Okay, so we have the list right here in front of us, and I have so many questions to ask. I'll put this list in the description below, right next to the deck tech video. It has a full sideboard, which is amazing for all of you trying to understand and grasp the list. And you'll see Iyslander isn't particularly easiest hero to play with the solid 45 win rate on Talishar, right? By all accounts, win rates on Talishar should be super positive, not negative. So she is not an easy hero to play. And I can attest to that because over the last few days, I've been trying to play her. And, my first 3 or 4 games were absolute slaughters. And it was rough. It was super rough.
Always starts that way.
Yeah, she's hard to grasp. I think my first game, immediately after making the challenge, I played an Iyslander mirror, and I had to open chat and apologize to my opponent because I was like, I'm so sorry. This is such a waste of your time. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So I think equipment wise totally makes sense. We all know what her equipment does, why her equipment, specifically Coronet Peak and Alluvian and Waning Moon, are so powerful. Stormstriders being one of the best pieces of equipment in the game totally makes sense to me. Now, I guess the questions I really had is in this list, very arcane focused, right? I think you have a couple of these attacks probably for the mirror would be my guess, right? Yeah,
mirror and Dromai and Bravo as well.
Okay, makes sense. And then why did you pick a lot of these the ice cards that you did pick, right? So I think one of the hardest things for me to get over immediately was just like the low amount of damage that a lot of these cards kind of generate. So what's your overall strategy when you're playing this list?
Yeah, so when I'm playing this list, my primary goal is disruption, and then I'll find damage when I can.
Okay.
You're right. A lot of the blues especially are very inefficient when it comes to damage. Emeritus Rolling is the best thing we can be doing if Tunic is up. It's a 2-card 7. Yeah. But everything else is like, I don't actually want to be arsenaling Frosting if I can, because a card for a point of damage is just not good.
Yeah.
A lot of these cards you'll see, though, are blue ice blot 3s. So they just make the list purely because of those 3 qualities.
Okay.
Waning Moon is our primary source of damage in the deck, to be honest. Just repeated 3 arcane, 2 resources. It's very efficient.
And I know in the video you kind of went over this as one of your tips to playing Iyslander, right? My immediate thought when I first picked up the list was never put a red in my arsenal. It just seemed like I was losing all of my intrinsic value of my hero ability. I wasn't generating a Frostbite. But the more I played it, the more it felt like sometimes that is the right option. How do you make that decision when you have like a good chunky red that you could put in your arsenal, or you could put one of these like much more weaker blues maybe? How do you make that decision?
That's so hard that you have a heuristic for it. I think
Okay.
generally the reds go in arsenal when we have a significant disruption for our opponent. So
Okay.
we're not like we don't really need the frostbite on their turn
Mhm.
to not just roll over and die.
Okay. Yeah.
And then if we just don't have a blue that's very good to put in arsenal,
Okay.
it's very commonly a turn cycle to just block out a bunch, disrupt a little bit with Coronet Peak, and then put the red in arsenal, wait for the next turn cycle where we can be really disruptive or really offensive.
Um, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right? And I think certain matchups get impacted probably more by a frostbite than others, right? Like I would
For
imagine the
sure.
Bravo, like Rhinar doesn't care a lot of the time about a frostbite because he's just going to send 2 card 8, 2 card 6. Bravo probably too. They're immediately pitching their hand into the big attack. But I would
Mhm.
imagine aggro decks frostbites are much more powerful against, right? The more wide decks, the 0 costs, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's another reason that Rhinar is such a hard matchup is because, like you said, we really get minimal value from our frostbites typically.
Hmm.
Even versus Bravo, there's a lot of implied value with the frostbites. The threat of a frostbite means that he can't really activate tectonic plating or his
Hmm.
Bravo dominate ability very often.
Yeah.
Rhinar, without those activated abilities, is really just happy to send a 2 card 6, and
Yeah.
a frostbite after that happens doesn't do much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me, right? And then I think the final thing I was really trying to wrap my hand around while playing, because I think my brain always goes to combo, right? Like it's just the way I look at
Okay.
cards, trying to build this like big thing to do at the end of the game.
Mhm.
I when I was playing, I maybe was valuing Frost Hex and Insidious Chill too high. So,
Mm.
are there certain matchups where you would rather block with like a Frost Hex because you're probably not getting the Waning Moon value on their turn? Um, but in my head, I was just like Frost Hexes and Insidious Chills. I'll take 10. You know? let me put them on the table.
So I wish I could tell you that we got to play all of our Frost Hexes and our Insidious Chills every game,
Hmm.
because I also really love that combo.
So cool.
Frost Hex is there basically just for the mirror and opponents that play AB3 and play too slowly. Um,
Okay.
we're really not looking to play this card, especially versus Rhinar,
Mm,
just because it's very slow. It
yeah.
takes a lot of turns to actually get a card's worth of value out of Frost Hex. Insidious Chill is a different story. It's our absolute best turn 0 play,
Oh yeah.
and most of the early turns of the game, it's worth taking a little bit of damage to get this card down because we are spending 2 cards, Insidious Chill and a blue. And
Mhm.
over the course of the game, we'll trade for 3 of our opponent's cards. So it's just like straight up a card positive trade.
Wow, that's such a good way of
Um,
looking at that. Yeah, that's cool.
mhm.
Wow.
Um, it is very tempo negative to play this card out though.
Mhm.
And so once I start hitting that like 25 to 30 life threshold, this card's utility in being played goes down a lot for me, and it starts just being a blue ice card.
Okay.
Being a 2 block, it still isn't very good at blocking either. It's a very delicate card. You just really hope to draw them early.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, games where the Iyslander gets it down on turn one are so much more difficult than
Mhm.
when they don't find them until like mid game, right? So, I mean, quick glance at the list. What would you say are like the all-star cards that carried you through those 2 battle hardens?
Oh, I mean, Aether Ice Vein is just my favorite card in the game.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good
incredibly
card.
good.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Um, yeah, spend 2 cards, push 2 to 5 damage, and take at least 1 card from your opponent, maybe 2. Just
Yeah.
really excellent stuff. Like we play 9 for a reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the other all-star of the deck of any ice deck really is Channel Lake Frigid. We get to
Yep.
be extra mean with that card. Playing it as an instant lets us like cheat the first turn's worth of flow counters essentially.
Hmm.
Um, just it's so good.
Yeah, that's a good card too. Yeah, that's a very good card, right? Warmonger seems to be pretty good, I would say also, right? But I feel like people are starting to tech for it a little bit more.
Yeah, so this card was stellar when it first came out. People are
Hmm.
learning to play around it a little bit,
Hmm.
but the existence of this card is still doing massive things to the meta, right?
Hmm.
It's forcing a lot of Lepsies to play Trench of Sunken Treasure. It's forcing a lot of Briars to play kind of like weird, slightly suboptimal attacks, like Seek Horizon,
Oh yeah.
in order to play around it on hands that it does get played. And so kind of like its implied threat is still really useful, and it's the reason it's in the deck.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. One of my Iyslander friends who I was talking to about this match as well was like, you know, I'm actually taking him out because just the threat of it existing is making my opponent's tech for it, right? But I think it's like you always chase the meta circle, right? If you get too far ahead, you're hoping your opponent reads that far into it. What if they just don't flip trench, right? Yeah.
Right. I'm very hesitant to do that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as my opponent reads that there isn't diplomacy, it lets them completely change their game plan for the worse for Iyslander.
Yeah, for sure. And then one thing I noticed actually when I was playing the game was that these 0-cost red fusion cards were so good, particularly with
They
like
are
an Insidious
deceptively
Chill.
powerful.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, because as soon as you get an Insidious Chill down, like you can actually just rip tempo so much faster. It's kind of crazy. And they do a lot. Like these effects are pretty powerful sometimes, right?
Yeah, so locking our opponent out of Tunic when Tunic is at 3 with Encase, really good thing to be doing, because Tunic is one of the best ways to counter Icelander's disruption.
Yeah.
Icebind is a really funny card because it looks really bad until you realize it's just a better Coronet Peak.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is people arsenal good cards, and Coronet Peak always buys your opponent's worst card. Icebind buys either a blue or their best card for the turn cycle. So it's just really strong. It's a block 3. And like you said, it's a 2-card way to trigger Insidious Chill, which is very strong because some turn cycles, you don't have the breathing room to hold 3 cards to play an Aether Ice Vein.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Some of the plays that started appearing to me as I was, messing around with the deck, it was like, my aggro opponent didn't play their arsenal first. So it was like, now I can threaten freezing their arsenal. Like little things like that added up kind of crazy. And it was like, well, now if you don't pay this, you lose an entire card for this entire turn. And then, turning off their hero and some of their equipment sometimes is very hard for them to deal with, right? Yeah, it's really cool. Should we jump into a game and you can tell me how bad I am at the deck?
Sure, I'm happy to do a little bit of a tease on what coaching looks like.
Let's do it, because I'm really bad at this. This is why you're here. Okay. All right, let's do it. Learning the very difficult way. All right, so I'm just going to click your Dromai button, everybody at home here. Full sideboard, including new heroes. So much work pre-done for us, right? Assuming it's poppers and...
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and they will go first, so I'm assuming that's also not great for us. We lost the die roll and we lost the champion selection. We did not dodge Dromai. We did not pull a Michael Hamilton, so we're here now. Oh my, I hate that card so much.
Okay, so this is really interesting because we only have 6 attack actions. They've been incredibly lucky to find one in this hand.
Yeah.
What's more interesting is we see them pitch Necria, so we know they're on Big Dragon. Not the more aggressive Empress version that Mara Ferris has popularized. Also interesting to see Phantasmal Footsteps here, which is, I think, relatively new tech for Dromai. Uvia is the single best thing they can do turn 0, so this is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, this is my luck. I'm assuming do we want to block? We don't really want to take free damage, right?
Yeah, we can just throw these cards down as blocking cards. It's fine.
Is losing Emeritus a big deal?
The first copy, no.
Okay, so I'm saying triple bad, right? Having a block. Is the value of keeping Emeritus worth 1 life?
No.
Okay.
I'm with this card.
Okay. Boom. All right, our turn. Okay.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So just playing chill offers us no disruption.
Yeah.
I think there's a world where I play the Encase here, fusing with Blue Ice Bolt, and then pitch Heart of Fyendal to Winging Moon.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Keep the Insidious Chill for the Frostbite.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Targeting, this can only do 3, right? So we're targeting Dromai, right?
It's just always Dromai. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuse. No. I'm gonna turn that off for
Nope.
now.
Yep.
Metacarpus node. Okay, that makes sense. You're going for that kill at the end, right? You're trying to go fast, I'm
So
assuming.
yeah, so that card in this matchup is very interesting. It's a bit of a necessary evil.
Mhm.
Dromai has a lot of little arcane 1 pings. And so you need it to use spare resources to stop those if there's like an Azwai or something. But also Thamai is a card that resists. We're just trying to Arsenal the Insidious Chill when they're at 2 cards in hand. Plenty of breathing room to play that card. What is this opener?
Yeah, we are off to a rough start here.
So don't let that resolve. We're going to give them
Yeah.
a Frostbite so that they can't swing anything.
And
Pitch Ice Bolt because Tunic isn't up.
okay.
And you know what? Since we have 2 Frost Hexes in hand and the game is early, we're just going to play both of these, I guess, and see if we can assemble a Hex kill pretty soon.
All right. I mean, they're starting off strong, and we're starting off with our full end game here. We're not going to Waning Moon because we want to drop a Frost Hex and then pocket a Frost Hex, right?
Yeah, I think when we have this much board presence in hand, we're just looking to set up both of these permanents.
Makes sense to me. One away from our... Okay, 2 poppers. Not
It's a
terrible.
yellow Ice Vein.
Of course, they open with a Centipie.
So this is actually fine, right? They can pay an additional card to buy their action point back with Phantasmal Footsteps, but it's very unlikely for them to expect the second.
Yeah. Uh-oh, disconnection. Oh, and I'm left alone. Hopefully, I get my backup back soon. Oh, you're back. Okay, you left me alone. I'm terrified.
do you do?
I played I played the Frostex, pitched the Blizzard, and then should I pop this Centipie or take
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I think we're fine to double pop this turn.
I think we take them. Yeah, they're gonna get their Phantasmal probably here. See if they pay for it, but it does cost an extra one. So they had the blue in their hand, unfortunately. But we have 2 Frost Hexes down. Oh, and a mirror guy.
So that is actually the worst case scenario because this Yender right now can't be popped.
Do we pretend like we don't have a popper? I'm assuming we pretend.
like we don't have a popper.
We might. You think they would attack with mirror guy? We're risking 3 life.
I think it's a high probability they do swing it out. So we're gonna pretend again like we don't have a popper here.
Yeah, we bluff. Taking 3 life on a bluff though could be bad, but it also isn't that bad because then we have a popper for next turn, right?
Right. So if we get
Uvia
the Uvia, pop it in a heartbeat.
over mirror guy.
So, absolutely, yeah. Uvia is definitely the best dragon that's on the board, and probably like their second best dragon in the match after Thamai. We're just gonna Arsenal this Ice Vein and block with 2 cards next turn and be fine.
Okay, we're hanging in there. Oh, Rake, they are power carding us. This is everything we don't want here.
I do want to throw out that kind of gamble last turn in terms of like bluffing that we don't have the popper is perfectly fine because if they prematurely stop and don't swing the rest of their dragons, we have a yellow in hand and Tunic up. We can just attack with the Fighting Spirit.
So would be
this. Go ahead.
we can't pop this one, so we don't pop. But would we block? Because we can play Aether Ice Vein, pitch a blue, and then Ice Fuse with one of these 2, right? So
Exactly, yeah. So I do think we do block with the Emeritus Scolding here.
oh, okay. I would have rated Frosting. That makes, but
So this is the one matchup where Frosting is actually good, right? They have 6 Ashlings on the board,
oh,
and Frosting can kill one of those at instant speed, take away the rest of their turn. We are going to pop this first one just because we don't want to take a bunch of damage from the rest of the dragons.
makes sense. Okay.
And now we get to crack in with an Aether Ice Vein and an Insidious Chill trigger.
And we want to pocket our Frosting here because it can kill it. Okay. So there's no way to avoid showing them that though.
Correct, yeah. The fuse is way too valuable.
Got it. So we're going to target Dromai, and we're going to pitch Blizzard, pitch Show Frosting. Insidious Trill will trigger. Missing out on a tiny bit of damage on our Waning Moon here.
This really is diving into the deep end, though. Big Dragon Dromai is maybe one of the hardest matchups for this deck.
Well, just so you understand, I have a habit of immediately matching into my worst matchups, no matter where I go. So it comes with the territory. All right, 5 go again. No poppers left.
No.
But we want
floating.
to save our Frosting because they're going to be able to pay the 2 and then come with our board stay, right? So we're probably wanting to use frosting to kill a Ashwing, hopefully.
Yeah, probably so. We have 2 Frost Axes on the board, so this Ice Eternal is really tempting, but it involves arsenaling that involves no blocking.
We could Blizzard. Oh no, Blizzard wouldn't even fix. We could frosting and Blizzard, and then they'd be unable to deal with it, right?
Yeah, so how much damage are we taking this turn if we no block? 5 from the Centipi,
5.
3 from the Yendurai,
And
2 from
5.
the Mirror Guy.
2 from the Mirror Guy, and
So 10.
10, yeah.
Puts us to 23, but we're going to have an incredible crackback turn and play an Ice Eternal with 2 hexes on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm willing to make that damage trade.
So just eat it?
So I'm just eating this.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have an arsenal, so all of their tricks are face up on board this turn.
Yeah.
Keep it
So
coming.
Yendurai taking it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Living life on the
We're really,
on
really
the
just
roads then.
waiting. Oh, they chose to not play the Mirror Guy. So yeah, we're going to say no block, and then in the reaction step, we will kill this Ashwing with the frosting in our arsenal.
Frosting. Kill the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Resolve. Let it resolve. Are we waning mooning here?
No. So what I
No.
want to do is play the Aether Ice Vein, pitch Blizzard, fuse with Ice Bolt, and then pitch the Ice Bolt to Waning Moon, arsenaling Ice Eternal,
Okay.
and hopefully pushing a ton of damage this turn cycle.
So pitching the Blizzard, fusing with Ice Bolt.
Yeah, and you can do either or. They're
Okay,
both
we're
the
good.
blue ice cards.
Okay. Coming in for 4. They could stop it theoretically with 4 Ashwings left, but that's a lot to ask of a Dromai. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then we waning moon here.
Yeah, it's just 2 more damage.
Take it. Yeah, see this like loop, the way you're thinking, yeah, it's a little this is part of the problem I was having is I was definitely able to stall games. Like I was getting games, grinding them into the floor, going like 18, 20 rounds sometimes, but I wasn't able to find the way to push this kind of like flowing damage through, which is kind of interesting to see.
Okay, so let's think here. We didn't
One-
draw into quad blue, which was the dream, but we have a red Ice Vein in hand and Channel Lake Frigid.
It's a good card. Yeah, especially with their board state.
So let's talk about how much damage different things are worth here. We can play an Ice Eternal X equals 4 fused. If we pitch Cold Snap, Brain Freeze, Aether Ice Vein, and Tunic fusing with Channel Lake Frigid, that is worth 12 damage, 15 if you count the Waning Moon, 4 from the Ice Eternal, and then 8 from the 2 Frost Axes. That puts them to 16 to our 20 after we eat this Spears of Surreality, and then we have a Channel Lake Frigid in Arsenal to slow down on the next turn cycle. It feels sacrilegious to not play Aether Ice Vein, but also that feels like an incredible catch-up for us.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy to pull the trigger here.
So no blocks, but we're just gonna dump our hand, right?
Yeah.
So now we Tunic, Resolve, Ice Eternal, and we want to pay
8.
8, and we're gonna bop, 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 fusing with
Yeah,
Channel
and
Lake Frigid.
We are going to fuse for the extra 4 damage. Unfortunately, it does burn our last chill trigger, but we're still just, 12 damage is nothing to scoff at here.
Yeah, and now our beautiful early Frost Hexes are gonna ping 8. Pretty crazy. Put the Aether first, I'm assuming, and then these are kind of ice. And then we pass, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom. Oof.
Oh my gosh, we're so just snap play the Channel Lake Frigid.
Yeah.
We're gonna pitch Diplomacy because it's not really important in this hand.
Okay. Now we have our red Aether Ice Vein into another pocket Channel Lake, kind of.
Yes, sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Okay, so they dumped their whole hand, so they're not going to be able to attack too much. Well, they have 3 attacks left, so it's actually a decent amount. They have 2 attacks left, sorry.
I believe they waited for the Frostbite to resolve and then activated Tunic.
Okay, so they have 3.
Or Furnace, so yeah, they get 3 attacks. It's fine. We'll take 7, go to 13. We'll
The magic
equalize.
rule of Iyslander, right? Is
As long as we stay within 10-ish of our opponent, things are fine.
Yeah, I hate that rule, but it's a real rule. If you're winning by 10, you're not winning.
Absolutely.
you're
Yeah,
like
and the fact
tied.
that we're only down 5 here is excellent.
So we will be able to. So we'll pitch this ice card here. We'll have the counter for Channel Lake Frigid. We'll have another one in our arsenal. That seems like that seems pretty good.
Seems not bad.
I mean, for how rough of a opener we just walked into, this is looking approachable.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna need you to do is follow me around at every tournament and tell me how to play her over my shoulder because
Oh my gosh, our draws are being so kind to us.
Do we do it again?
I don't think yet. So our opponent is just declaring attack with Yendurai. This attack does not have go again, notably. So
they're gonna sigil, right?
Unless they pitch a blue to play a sigil, then nothing scary is really happening this turn.
Okay. So patience.
And we get to keep that Channel Lake Frigid for the next turn when Tunic is up. You know, we'll obviously see if they play anything. Nope.
No. All right. So red Aether Ice Vein pitching.
Yep.
Do we keep this blue one?
Yeah, we want to keep the blue one because pitching Cold Snap to play the Ice Vein and then pitching Frosting to Waning Moon means that the original Channel Lake Frigid will live with 2 flow counters.
Wow, that's freaking crazy.
We've been pretty lucky with our draws this game. I also want to point out on the last Ice Vein we played, our opponent did discard a Tumultai, which is one of the scarier cards in the matchup because it threatens to eat Stormstriders.
Huge. Yeah, huge. I'm so confused with all the numbers going on the screen. I didn't even notice. It's crazy.
Ooh, look at this. 2 Ice Eternals. Once again, just attacking with Yendurai. They have no cards in hand. They have no resources floating. So if we actually play this Channel 8 Frigid right now,
it's
worth 5 damage because of the Waning Moon off of Tunic and the 2 Frost Hexes.
So what do we want to pitch?
Seems not bad. Pitching here is a good question.
Ice Eternal? Because then you can Aether, Ice Vein, pocket Ice Eternal?
So if we want to fuse the blue Aether Ice Vein on our turn, we can't pocket the Ice Eternal.
Oh, yes, you're right.
We need to fuse with Cold Snap. But also, Cold Snap is just a good card. I think I'm fine with that turn cycle. Like, we have 2 Hexes out, but we don't have to kill with Hexes.
Okay.
So let's pitch one of the Ice Eternals here.
Gotcha. And then Tunic Waning Moon?
Absolutely, yeah.
Boom. We're learning Waning Moon. Look at all that damage. Look at all that value. And our opponent is now going to be sub 10, which is Stormstrider E range, unless they have Thamai.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
No block, right?
No block. No reason to.
Okay. So it's going to come in, bring them down to 8. And then...
So I do need to revise something I said earlier. We actually are not going to have an Arsenal this turn, which I know sounds scary.
Okay.
But this Cold Snap needs to be pitched in order to have the Channel 8 Frigid survive.
So we Aether Ice Vein for 3 vanilla? Or we Coronet P?
We admit that we misplayed last turn and should have blocked with the blue Ice Vein.
Okay.
I didn't think one step far enough ahead.
Okay, no worries. It's hard doing this. So what's our plan? Coronet?
Yeah, probably just Coronet with the Cold Snap, and then Arsenal the Ice Eternal. And if our opponent overextends, they're just dead.
Okay.
That is definitely my fault, though.
Oh, no worries. I'm asking you to do something you've never done before on a stream while being recorded and with somebody who has no idea what's happening. So you're doing great. Look at the health total.
No.
That's a lot of reds for our... That's a lot of reds right there.
This is the disaster scenario. But our opponent, again, just attacking with Yendurai. I think they are very scared of being in our
Stormstrider? Yeah.
Seems like they might be reconsidering that option.
Yeah, they pulled it back. I think they're looking at... I mean, 2 Frost Hexes on the table and Stormstriders up, it's a scary place to be at 8 health.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, or they considered the Popper, maybe. So now they only have 2 cards left. And if they want to attack at all... Oh, they chose not to attack?
Yeah, that's fine. We can go into our turn, just sit on this Ice Eternal, because we can push 6 arcane damage on our turn through the Aether Hail, which is almost their entire life.
So we're gonna... These are not ice cards, unfortunately. So we're gonna lose the Channel Lake Frigid, right? But...
Yeah, but our opponent has to either nearly die or give us several cards worth of Arcane Barrier this turn.
Do we want to get rid of one of these reds or all of these reds?
I think we're pitching the whole hand to play Aether Hail. So start by playing Hail, pitching one of the 2 encases.
Yep.
And then we'll pitch the other 2 cards to Waning Moon and try to cycle into some Ice Blues on the redraw.
Should I Waning Moon this? Yes, I should. Is it resolved?
Yeah, so...
Oh, I can't. They're targeting,
Right. Yeah. This isn't sand cover. There's no waning moon trips really.
Yep. Bless you. Okay, so
A bit unfortunate for sure. We were hoping to leak more damage here, but they do
yes.
have 2 cards in hand now, and we still have some poppers in deck.
So they're just gonna get the
Opponent
free.
is just declaring attack with Dromai.
Yeah, we have our helmet still. I don't know how much you value the helmet, but like I don't. It's 2 health right now.
At this stage in the game, it's not really worth anything because we're just looking to kill our opponent every turn that we can.
Do we save this for an on-hit dragon, or do we just keep our 2 life? You think?
Let's save it for an on-hit just in case. The difference between us at 9 versus 6 is not significant. They've also shown us they have Oasis Respites, so us being lower is actively a good thing.
Okay, they're playing a Chromai, another one.
Playing another Chromai.
This
They
has
have 1 card in hand.
Yeah.
All right, let's pause and think about if we have lethal here.
If this is a blue, right? Assuming it's a blue, the way they're holding it.
4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's interesting. This red hail with Metacarpus nodes plus waning moon is like confirmed lethal.
Okay.
If they don't have a way to pop the frostbite. We still have the backup of Ice Eternal if they do.
Okay.
I think we're in a good enough spot where we can pull the trigger here. Make sure to turn on Metacarpus node.
Bop. And Storm Stridersing.
Yeah, let's go for it.
What are we pitching here?
Just Brain Freeze. It's just the card that does the least here.
Okay. Aether Hail.
And then, yeah, let's node this Aether Hail. So 5 arcane damage and Frostbite, which is threatening 2 additional damage.
Waning Moon immediately or wait?
Not yet. Let's see what they do here first. Because we are presenting lethal damage. The onus is on them to break this Frostbite, because if they don't, they die.
Okay. So we can hold.
Yeah, so we can just pass here, let them see what they do.
Oh, they died.
Or they didn't have a way to win that turn, so we're going to pick up the game.
Wow, we took down a big dragon Dromai on our first try, and by our first try, I didn't do much. There. I was just watching in awe as we took that person down. You know, I mean, after taking down a big dragon Dromai, I think Rhinar is our next target.
Absolutely.
I think we're gonna go take that Rhinar down. Let me go ping him and let him know we're ready. Yeah, such a good game. All right, so he's joined us now. Never, my buddy, my Portland local. We did bet on this game. So if he loses, he has to take his Rhinar deck sleeved up in Iyslander sleeves to nationals. I did bet that if he does beat me, I'm gonna get him a rainbow foil Rhinar. I'm gonna give him one anyways, because you know we're bending the rules a little bit, having a back-to-back champion telling me what to do the entire game, just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna give him the prize anyways. But I hope we get him in those Iyslander sleeves.
I love to see my hero art everywhere I can. So I hope we can dole out a little bit of Iyslander love at nationals.
Yeah. So I'm assuming we go first. That's my immediate thought. I hate it when Icelanders go first.
Yeah, we want to develop board state, and we don't want Rhinar to triple intimidate us turn 0.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I can lean in a little bit of what I think he's going to be doing. Although, okay, put it into perspective. This player is a little bit of a much more aggressive, brutish Rhinar player than I am. So I'm going to expect kind of ridiculous rolls on turns that I wouldn't expect it. And I'm going to expect him taking a lot of damage to try and crack back. So with that in mind, let's look at the sideboard options. Yes, Sink Below's beautiful. I don't think Blizzard is really... Yeah, I would say of the tech options, this is probably 100% what I would go with. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Now that's a hell of a start.
That's a hand right there.
What do you think when you look at this? We should not be playing a Luthien Constellus.
Oh, remake.
That is an issue.
Let me remake.
As
I will do that again. Wrong button. Remake. Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sad to see this opening hand go though.
I know. Do you think? Yeah, we can't.
There's no way we can't play this game without Tunic.
Okay. What a good hand.
Yeah, I just forgot to include which equipment is cited out in the Rhinar auto matchup.
Yeah,
That's totally my fault.
Nobody plays.
It's fixed. It's fixed now.
All right, fixed now. Boop. We'll remake. Private, create, Copy. Oh, that was such a good opening hand. And we're gonna lose the die roll
Good
now.
opener.
We're gonna lose the die roll and not have a CMH on our first turn. But we do have the right gear here now. Okay, let's see who wins. He chooses it goes first. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. The dream is crumbling.
It's okay. It's okay. We can
It's
still do
okay.
this.
We got this. We got this. Yeah, Channel Lake Frigid on that first turn, such a good opener.
Yeah.
Never will go first. I hate him. I hate him so much. The cheese. Because it is kind of the dream. Like, I'll even Blood Rush on turn 0 against an Iyslander, right?
Yeah.
The math isn't really particularly in your favor because so many things have to go right with the drawing. You have to hold a 2-cost by some miracle with the discard. But to go through an entire Blood Rush Bellows without a Frostbite is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And just
Yeah,
the 20 health you can get him to, you know.
We really had the dream opener there because it would have been play Channel Lake Frigid, play Warmonger's Diplomacy, which means that Rhinar probably can't use all 4 cards in their hand since there's no stab roll. And there's no playing Blood Rush Bellows, right? Arsenal sink below and just be ready to go.
Yeah, it would have been the
Hopefully
dream.
we can draw similarly this game.
Hopefully. Okay.
Oh,
we got.
we were doing first. This hand is all too
Oh, and
It's
it
really bad.
begins. Okay, at least he hit the Insidious. Are you kidding me? He got it. He got the red alpha, and we have a 2-block. Well, we're playing this game on hard mode.
This is a hard mode game. Yep.
Wow. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Winner's Bite, right? Just trade card for card.
Yep, he lost his arsenal. Okay. Yeah, starting at 25 life, I now feel the pain of my poor opponents when I do this to them.
This was far from ideal.
Tragedy.
You're playing this with Insidious Chill and then Arslan Cold Snap here.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, he paid a blue, so he has 2 blues. Or he's a yellow to back it up. So we have the Aether Icevein fused block with the red Icebind if we are allowed to keep our Intimidate here.
Yeah, so we'll see what Rhinar does. We're immediately going to respond with Cold Snap, pitching Emeritus Stolden.
Yep.
And then we have kind of 2 avenues depending on what we draw, right? If we don't draw a blue, we can hope to block with 2 cards, the red Icevein and whatever we draw. Play the Icebind, Arsenal CLF. We are absolutely responding with this with the Frostbite.
Okay.
Getting all these 2 blocks this early is unideal.
Yeah, we're going to get ran over here.
Okay, so if there isn't an additional Intimidate this turn, what this is looking like is block with our 2 reds.
Yep.
Our turn will be Coronet with the Insidious Chill that's in Banished. Arsenal, Channel Lake Frigid.
Interesting. We can stuff this, or we can take 2, and we can respond. Although, granted, we could respond with a red Aether Icevein fused pocket Channel Lake Frigid. Take 2.
Hey, that sounds really good to me.
Yeah, right. So take 2 here. I mean, we're already kind of behind. We need to push for the tempo with this chill.
Yeah, we have to be very greedy this game to win.
Yeah, it's not looking great, but we got this. We're champions. We took down a big dragon Dromai. No big deal.
I have won from bitter life deficits before.
I've lost to an Iyslander.
And just before you pass the turn, yeah, we have
okay.
Winning Moon and 2 resources.
Yeah, my bad. Lost our 3 damage there. Okay, nervous, man. I'm so nervous. Okay, we got this. All right. So this is just pitch Insidious Chill. Keep Channel Lake, or do you think Insidious Chill is higher value than Channel?
It's really hard.
That's a hard question to answer. I mean, we're going to take 2 cards because they can't AB 5. So we're ripping 2 cards.
Yeah.
So but they still have an arsenal. And even with 2 cards gone, Rhinar can still send 6 or 8.
We don't have Tunic up, so playing Channel 8 costs an entire card from hand. I kind of want to be greedy here in Arsenal to chill.
Yeah.
Just because this is our first Icevein. Like, if we can play double chill Icevein for the next 3 turns, that's a really good way to win the game.
Just stall it until... Okay, things aren't going great.
That's very unfortunate.
But they have to do it again. Discard another one. Oof, and if this is a Blood Rush, we're in trouble. I mean, it's a 4-card Blood Rush. 4-card Blood Rush is still pretty safe as far as 1 Frostbite tax goes, but we saw that he drew a Massacre. Massacres are 3-cost cards, so a 4-cost Blood Rush.
And he's just immediately dishing it. Yep.
Yeah. You can't. Ooh,
If there's a hand to block, it's this. Yeah, we're Frostbite here. Response, absolutely. Ditch the Scour because it doesn't do anything. It's a blue
Yeah.
bot 3 is why it's sighted in right now.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, and he does not have Gambler's Gloves. So like I said, he's going to roll a lot, I'm assuming. 1. Turn lost.
Rolled a 1.
Turn lost.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly what we need.
That's what we need, yeah.
So,
So this turn's really interesting. I do not want to... Do I want to spend Insidious Chills for this Ice Eternal X equals 2? Probably. We need breathing room. So Float Tunic, play Ice Eternal, you know, X equals 2. So paying 4 resources, fuse with the last Frosting, arsenal it. We're going to spend 2 Chill Triggers, which eats either a blue and his Tunic or 2 cards, and leaves him with 2 Frostbites and 2 arcane damage. Not the turn we wanted, but...
No, yeah, a lot of value lost from these, but 5-card Rhinar. I mean, he did roll Scab Skins last turn, which means like he wasn't sitting on a Blood Rush, right? Unless he's crazy, which he might be. So he didn't give us his Tunic though. That's interesting. So he's gonna have 2 Frostbites to deal with the Tunic.
Sorry. You need to select 4 for the Ice Eternal, not 2.
You're right.
And you gotta Float Tunic before that.
This is why I'm so bad at Iyslander.
Well, this is just little Talishar things, right? Like,
Yeah.
4. There we go.
Talishar, yeah. Sometimes the little clicks, the buttons, the windows you have to do. I am probably the most annoying to Iyslander players because like if I'm trying to use my instant and I'll just go right to the defense step and I'm like, okay, sorry, I have to make you redo your whole turn. My Art of War needs to fire before you're done.
Yeah. I do want to point out we started 15 life below our opponent this game because of that turn 0 blood alpha rampage.
Yep.
We are back within that 10 life threshold with complete control of the game. So we're honestly not in an awful spot here. Yeah, we're gonna Arsenal the Frosting just because it represents 4-ish damage on our next turn.
So this is
Interesting.
he has AB3. We will kill our chills with this. One of them.
Yeah, so I don't want to fuse this Ice Vein if I don't have to. I would play the Frosting here. If he pitches a red, I'm gonna be inclined to Waning Moon as well. Oh, Rhinar, you tempt me so.
So
let's think about this.
Yeah.
Tunic is up. Is there a world where we activate Waning Moon, pitch Blue Ice Vein? On our turn, do the rare play Channel Lake Frigid not as an instant? Arsenal the Sink Below? That lets us keep the Sink Below in a way that we can try to filter into a fused Ice Vein that isn't blue on the next hand and really start to push damage again.
Yeah. It seems like, it's either that or we pocket the Channel Lake Frigid and hope he goes for something. But, I mean, the fact that he didn't attack with either of these 2 cards, signaling to me that they're important. So either way, we want the Channel Lake Frigid.
Yeah, or that they are reds.
Expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Waning Moon?
Waning Moon, pitch Ice Vein.
All right, take 2 more damage, please. Or give me this. This is blue? We'll see.
I doubt it's a blue. I feel like the pack hunt would have been played if it was.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever this is. Oh, there you go.
It was a red. Yep, nailed it.
Nice.
Look at that. 5 life within our opponent, playing Channel Lake Frigid. And I want to stress, this is a very rare play. Almost always going to be arsenaling these. But because we really want to abuse these Insidious Chills, we want to... Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
We're no longer 5 life below our opponent. Rhinor's going to be able to play something next turn, and so I really value keeping the Sink Below both as an efficient, 0 for 4, and also a way to filter this hand.
Yeah. So we're at the point of the game, 5 turns in. I would imagine we're close to a Blood Rush, right? Like 1 in 3, 5 turns.
Coming soon.
So this card would have so much value against a Blood Rush hand, right?
Absolutely. I think we're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah.
When I look at this hand, we cannot keep Channel Lake Frigid out unless we sink into the second ice card. So whatever Rhinar does, we're going to attempt to do that.
Oh, okay. Starting off strong. We do have the pocket here. Okay. Let's hope he hits one of our... Let's hope he hits something we don't want to block with.
Yeah, we're hoping he takes the blue Aether Ice Vein because that's really what we want to arsenal this turn cycle.
Yeah.
I think our opponent is waiting to pitch for this. They may not realize it's taxed by Channel Lake Frigid.
Yeah, or they're thinking what they can do. Okay, blue
There's a
Savage
blue.
Feast.
Okay.
All right, we lost our Ice Eternal.
As long as the Emeritus Scolding is not also intimidated, I think we're fine.
Take 3.
We
2
could
blue
take
pitch.
3.
This has sat here forever.
It
wonder-
has. That's 2 whiffs that we've seen. The
Yeah.
barraging played plus the high roller. So it wasn't a good blood rush hand anyways.
It's either a Blood Rush or it's something really expensive like an Alpha Rampage.
Oh, this is kind of nice. I'm not a Rhinar expert, so you kind of figuring out what the cards our opponent has is really useful for me.
yeah. Triple. It was a double blue red barraging, so it's like a dud hand, right? But the fact he has 2 floating means it could be a 2-cost card though, because he just can't afford it. So do we just sink and take 3, or do we just shut off the damage and go for like Aether Hail into
so
Waning Moon?
we have Ice Bite in this matchup, or sorry, Winter's Bite in this matchup, I believe. We do. So we have what, 4? We have about a 10% chance of hitting the second red ice card here. We're a coin flip away from sinking into this Channel Lake Frigid, surviving another turn.
Should we do it?
I think that's worth taking 3 damage. Yeah, I think so. So I think just sink, and then putting the Scolding back, trying to dig for an ice card. You know, when you play against Brute, they're not the only ones that have to roll the dice sometimes.
It's true. It's true. We lost the die roll in the beginning, so we're having to go a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, we have done a very good job at evening this game out, right? Like, not in the worst position right now. I say that. We're going to get Blood Rush pelleted soon. And
Very soon.
The game will be not close anymore.
Yes. What is reaction? What could the reaction be? It's probably just Tunic, right? Yeah. Passed.
So it didn't work out.
Okay. Yeah, this card's freaking me out a little bit.
So, not super sure what I want to do here. Very unfortunate we didn't draw the second ice card. Just playing Aether Hail is fine.
Yeah,
Not
Aether.
good.
So it's what, a 6 damage rotation, and then if it's a Blood Rush, we really hope we draw an ice card.
Yeah, there's a bit of a danger to Arsenal Blue Ice Vein here, because we have 2 Insidious Chills, which are 2 pay to discard triggers. Those will cause Intimidates on Rhinar's turn.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
But probably still worth the risk, right?
That's actually kind of scary, huh?
What we can do is Icebind here. If
Trigger
it'll burn
both.
2 chill triggers, it's 5 damage on the turn cycle. What are you thinking? You think we need to be greedy or we need to be safe?
I mean, the only reason I'm hesitant is whatever this is, right? So this is sketching me out. But the problem is like if it's an Alpha Rampage, we're not going to be able to interact with it, and then we're going to get quad intimidated with our card. But if it is a Blood Rush, there's nothing here. There's nothing better than this card. It's a Blood Rush, right? Because you just wait till the discard trigger, you dump it, and then he can't afford a Blood Rush. He has Tunic still. He's been set on Tunic forever. What's your instinct?
My instinct is to play it defensively or safe and play the Icebind here.
Pitch or...
Yeah.
Okay, we'll still have 1 backup in City's Chill.
We will, yeah. We're going to have to get a lot of mileage out of that. Our opponent is still at 31.
Yeah. Okay. 1 Savage Feast
is a good start for us. Tate 3 Arsenal is frozen. Sure, let's get 2 more damage from Waning Moon as well while we're at it.
Do we want to pocket the Ice Eternal or the
Ice Vein? Ice Eternal is really, really bad when we don't have any hexes out.
Do we overpitch?
I think we overpitch.
So we're looking at a 2-card 6. Okay, that's not terrible. 26. We're back down to 6 life.
This is a really good life deficit for us.
Yeah, we're within the scary range. Okay, do we just not fuse, get 3 free damage? We don't. We can try and fix one of these reds, but then we're dumping our Insidious Chill.
Yeah, so I think what we're doing here is, this is a hard turn. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
I kind of like playing the Sink Below, sinking the Winter's Bite. It's high probability we draw into another blue.
Okay.
We don't we will have a red in hand, tunic up. We can still play the blue Ice Vein from Arsenal as like a last resort.
Think this Winter's Bite? Okay.
Nailed it. So now our turn becomes play red Aether Ice Vein. We're not playing this card this turn cycle. So now our turn becomes play red Aether Ice Vein. And we're just going to dump the Frost Hex to Waning Moon after we fuse it. This is a much better use of our last chill trigger.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Okay, let's see how much
And we
damage
still
he
have
takes.
the blue.
Oh,
Never lucky.
got the swing big there. Yuck. Okay, 22 to 18. It's inching closer.
Yeah.
And he had no float either, so he's just taking that. Okay.
It's probably just a swing bid next turn. We draw another Ice Vein. This is huge.
So same thing, pitch, Ice Vein, block 3.
Yeah. Block 3, ship it back.
No need to get rid of our helmet yet, right?
Not yet. Not when there's a third Channel 8 Frigid still left in the deck.
Okay. Such a good card.
It's annoyingly good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good card.
Yeah. Okay, this card's still not moved out of his arsenal. I have no idea what this could be.
Yeah, I'm very confused as well. These hands are nice though because they just play themselves so far.
Yeah, it's just kind of nice little in the flow moment. Although we're getting to that dead on a blood rush range right now. Okay. I mean, he's had too many beast withins on all of our turns, which is annoying, but
yeah.
There's only one left. I think we saw him pitch it. I think. Just got to overcome 10 health and then a wombo combo.
Taking 5.
Rough.
Okay.
Waning Moon?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this looks... I mean, this is a 4 card. If he takes 5 there, takes 2 more, this has got to be a BRB. Has to be. Jeez. Okay.
Well, we're tied on life, which is good.
Another...
It is a Blood Rush Bellow.
So, no need to intimidate ourselves.
Not yet. There's no cards in his hand.
Yeah.
We lost yellow Ice Vein. That's fine. The real question is what follows this Blood Rush Bellow?
So, yeah, I mean, 3 card. He didn't even play the Arsenal. What could this be?
A Sigil of Solace, perhaps?
Maybe.
He's played 1. And that's always a good card to pocket.
Yeah. But to sit on a Sigil over like one of those turns where you could have swapped in an attack. Maybe I'm thinking...
That definitely is suspicious.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I value having a 2 cost in my arsenal so high because of these Blood Rush math, right? So here's the interesting part. We rip 1 card from his hand, intimidate ourselves, and then he could swing 10 if that's a swing bid in his arsenal.
Assuming it's a swing bid.
Yeah. Do we do it? This is a hard one. And then we don't even have a retaliation on our turn, right?
Yeah, I think that's the real issue. So I don't think we pull the trigger on that, at least not yet. We should go to 8, right? Like, that's not crossing any really crucial life thresholds. Are we afraid of pummels here? Not real, like, not on Mandible Claw.
No,
obviously,
there's no
but on the
pummel.
follow-up attack.
The only thing that could happen is this is a Alpha Rampage and we die.
But
we have 3
4 block on equipment.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. Okay. See what he pitches.
Yeah, the follow-up is what I'm really interested in.
He's probably going to
If he
skip this
claws it-
claw.
Yeah, if he claws again, we can play the Arsenal to Ice Vein and make sure that claw is the only thing. I don't know what this card does.
This is
Riled
going
up.
to come in for 9. So still nothing.
0 resources up. That's got to be a Sigil of Solace.
Well, our turn looks like, wow, I mean, pitch a yellow, play a yellow fuse. Is that really what we're going to do?
Yeah, I think it is.
So block with the Aether Hail?
Block with Aether Hail, and we can give up Coronet now. Like, we just don't want to go too low.
Equipment is worth nothing on Rhinar, so
Right, yeah.
might as well block it all.
There's no on hits.
Yeah, might as well give him it. This card's tripping me out, whatever this is.
It's just Sigil of Solace, which is
Has to
really unfortunate because that means Rhinor's at functional 16 right now.
Yellow Aether?
Yeah, we're going to have to use Tunic to do it, but it's fine. The fact that we are still getting to fuse Ice Veins this many turns in a row, like...
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if we were up 10 life right now.
Imagine we didn't start the game.
So in control of this game.
Yeah, we would be unstoppable if it wasn't for the fact that I added the wrong equipment. We had to rebuild.
It happens.
Tunic. If this is another beast within, this guy's the luckiest person on the planet.
Well, I was just about to say, discard beast within here, take 8 from flipping 8 non-attack actions.
That would be
and,
awesome.
Then we're talking.
Okay, so he pitched to
Ooh.
blue. He's trying to preserve his non-10. He doesn't want to go too low.
Uh-huh.
Got rid of a massacre. Do we
I
just
mean,
push him down
some
2
Waning
more?
Moon too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take him to 10.
Threaten to at least. Yeah.
Yeah. And then 3 card. This has to be Sigil. He's trying to bait
This
us.
hand just does nothing.
2
It
card.
is for sure Sigil.
Do we just do oh, this costs 3, huh?
It does cost 3.
Get like the Emeritus and Arsenal block. Like
Yeah.
block like 6. Get Emeritus and do 3.
Yeah, obviously not ideal.
No.
Actually, I think we're going to deal 6 this turn and go to 1.
That makes sense, actually. Aether Ice Vein into Ice Bolt into the Waning Moon. Block 3.
Yeah. Block 4 with the Tunic. We have to block 4, otherwise we die.
Don't
There's no
fuse.
reason to fuse. Opponent has no cards in hand, so the fusion doesn't do anything. Let's let this resolve first. Oh,
Waning Moon. Doesn't matter which one, right? No.
doesn't matter. And now we just have to get really lucky with our next hand. Well, if you wanted a nail,
no.
If you
Ugh.
wanted a nail biter, we're giving you one.
This is yeah. So what is this?
Okay, here's what happens here. Opponent plays Blood Rush Bellow. Random discards Beast Within, kills themselves. Obviously, that's what happens.
That's it. I mean, we have a lot of block 3s here, which is kind of sick.
We have a lot of block 3s. We have a lot of blues, which is very good to push arcane damage this turn.
We still have a juicy. Oh, it is.
Okay, let's do some math. Man, this Sigil in Arsenal is going to be the game, isn't it?
Probably.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. So if it's not Sigil in Arsenal, we win. If it isn't, we lose. It's that simple.
Do we go for it? I think we have to, right?
Yeah, we just have to.
So I mean, we're gonna
Hail
Aether.
is the card we're striding in. Yeah. But don't lead with Storm Striders. Always lead with the damage card from Arsenal first. Yeah.
Scour. Waning Moon here to see what he got.
82. Yeah, next we Waning Moon. That's the game.
Damn, homie.
Solace.
Let me screenshot this.
I would love to know what's in his arsenal.
Let's see what's in his arsenal.
Again, by the way, viewers.
Oh no.
Turn 0?
It was a sink below. No. He thought I did tell him yesterday that I would probably play Iyslander because Iyslander, in my opinion, is harder for Rhinar, so he probably teched in the sink belows on accident.
We take those as Arcane Iyslander.
That was amazing.
Oh, what a game.
That was sick. Those two games are cracked.
Turn 0. 15 life deficit turn 0.
Those 2 games are cracked. Those were two nail biting, like high skill games. You have reinvigorated my want to play a different hero. I think this hero is sick.
I'm glad I could put on a good show for you tonight. I don't know what more you could ask for.
Dude, this was such a good game. Wow, you are such a good pilot and a good coach. Wow. You guys want coaching lessons? $600 an hour.
Considering coaching, we haven't officially started anything yet. It would not be $600 an hour.
Yeah. Wow, what a good game. I can't wait to edit this one. This is going to be so fun. Wow. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I just so everybody knows how awesome Rhea is. I reached out of the blue and was just, hey, there's some Rhinar talking smack in my Discord. You wanna come teach me how to play Iyslander? That was like the full context. Make a video about it. You said yes. Not even a second thought. Immediately, you're like, that sounds fun. Such a cool human being. Go follow the YouTube channels, the Twitters, watch them on stream. When's your next event?
My next major event is US Nationals in a solid week and a half.
You have a Rhinar player rooting for you now. Nationals.
I appreciate it.
I'm pumped. This was fun, and I'm probably gonna start. I might sleeve up Iyslander. This arcane variant is so fun to play. Those decisions are so intricate. Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a very complicated deck, but that's why I love it. Like every game is a new puzzle to solve.
Yeah, that gambling on those those Insidious chills early. There's a lot of really clutch decisions in there too. Like, we didn't get full use out of the blue Aether Ice Vein, but like it ended up being 3 free damage. I guess I pushed it.
Yeah, it was a 2-card 3. Not the best, but you do what you do what you got to do.
Yeah, such a fun game. So youtube.com/onhiteffect, Twitter at On Hit Effect. You're on a team, aren't you too, right?
I am. I am on Team Ascent, sponsored by MinMax Games.
Team
You will see
Ascent.
me at Nats, repping my Ascent jersey.
Team Ascent has been very kind to me in the past on Savage Feet's side, so I like your team. Your team's amazing too. All the people around you are amazing. I hope to make more content with you in the future. Maybe next time we come on your channel and do something. I don't know, but we should make some more content. This was a pleasure. You're so much fun to hang out with.
I'm glad.
Do you have any closing thoughts for everybody at home? Anything you want to say? Any last words? Any advice for yeah?
It's just like a C tier hero.
Yeah, F tier after today. F tier hero. You saw it here. We beat Dromai, right? Although most people at home would probably call that a fluke. Beat Rhinar, though. Granted,
yeah. So obviously, like, we do have to clarify. We got extremely lucky in both of today's games, but sometimes you have to play to your outs. Play to win. Don't play to not lose.
I mean, it's true. That's what scab skins exist for, right? If you're losing, you just roll them, and you roll them every turn, and you find the way to not lose anymore. So that was cool. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. What a fun video. Have a great day.
See ya.